movie lovers, just a reminder, be kind, rewind, and have a totally awesome night.
Remember when Friday nights meant the video store? Cam and Coby are bringing it all back. The smell of popcorn, the hum of neon lights, those covers with artwork so rad, it didn't matter what was actually on the tape. And yeah, those late fees you kept hidden from your parents. Because those movies weren't just rentals, they were your childhood in the making. This is Raised by VHS.
Welcome, Cam.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Episode 3, just rolling along here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cruising through them.
Cruising through. And cruising is the right word.
Fast forward through this.
Yeah. Cruising is the right word.
Yeah, it is.
And I've realized that I've picked 2 car movies, kind of, already.
That's true, you have.
Yeah.
Has something to do with cars every time.
And I ain't no car guy, really, when it comes down to it. But yet here we are.
Yes.
So welcome to Raised by VHS, proudly paying late fees since the 80s. Let's pop this tape, adjust the tracking, and dim the lights. We got a staff recommended pick for you tonight.
Yes. I've been excited
Have you?
all week to talk about this movie.
Good.
This is another all-time classic, one Coby and I had talked about before even starting this podcast multiple times.
Yep.
This was a Coby pick. We're going to talk today about License to Drive.
Yeah, what a classic, man.
So good, man.
What a
The
classic.
two Corys,
I know.
you can't go wrong with
We're
that.
going to talk about the 2 Corys, but let's get into the basics of this film. License to Drive, released July 6, 1988. So that was like the 4th of July weekend. It was probably a banger, awesome
That's a
weekend.
good time to release it.
Directed by Greg Beeman. This guy did Mom and Dad Save the World and Bushwhacked.
I didn't see
You remember
either of those.
Bushwhacked? That's
I don't remember Bushwhacked.
That's with the guy from Home Alone, one of the tall, weird guy who's also in,
that's
like City
right.
Slickers. Yeah,
He did that one, huh?
He did that one. Yeah,
That was in the 90s, wasn't it?
It was in the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah, mid 90s. Featured Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, and Heather Graham. Oh boy.
New to the scene.
New to the scene here, right? The tagline, I love the tagline. Some guys get all the breaks. But breaks is like a car brake.
That's great.
Right? Yeah, this is great. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. Worldwide total box office gross approximately $22.4 million. I mean, not great. I mean, not amazing.
But then,
But yeah, sure.
and with that budget,
$8 million budget.
that's great.
So they made their money back and some, so they got to be pretty happy about what they did there. The critics at the time found this film a little bit hit or miss, right? It's fun, it's relatable in the early scenes, but increasingly formulaic and chaotic towards the end. Of course.
Absolutely.
That's what it was,
Yeah.
right? The 2 Corys actually tied as the winner of the Young Artist Award for Best Young Actor in
Aw.
a Comedy.
That's so cute.
So you got to share. And they just put Corey
they
on
did all,
both
it's
of them.
like, they seemed like they were twins
Yeah.
growing up. Like, it's like they were in everything together.
They were.
If one of them was in a movie, the
Yeah.
other one was there somewhere.
We'll talk about that a little bit. But if you haven't seen this movie, let's talk about the basics of it. A teen who fails his driver's test borrows his grandfather's prized Cadillac for a night out with his crush, leading to a wild, chaotic adventure that wrecks the car and lands him in big trouble with his parents. It's kind of one of those classic, this night is going to get wild type
And it
movies,
does.
right? So let's go back to memory lane. What do we remember about this movie when we were young? And I was trying to think about this. I think I did see it originally when I was maybe like 10 years old, right?
Yeah.
So this came out
I
when
know. I was trying to figure out when I first saw it.
I was like
pretty young.
7-ish when
Pretty
it
young.
came out, but I know I didn't go see this in the theaters or anything like
No,
that, right?
same.
That
Yep.
did not
It
happen
was
with
at
me.
home.
But what I really remember about this is when I was in my early teens, me and my buddies, this film was on repeat quite a bit, actually. It was like 13 to like 16, 17 was like prime time for me watching this movie.
Yeah.
I fantasized about Heather Graham, obviously, about having a license, about eating at Archies. Like I wanted to eat there so bad. Like it looked so cool to me. And then like since then, I have rewatched it a couple of times with my kids who were mildly amused by it. Like they didn't love it, but Cam did
It's
mention
always sad, right? You're just like, gosh dang it, this is a great movie. Like, what's your problem?
Really like
Stupid
this.
kids these days.
Yeah, but Cam did mention the 2 Corys, and this is a thing this is probably the movie where I realized, oh yeah, that was a thing. Like there's 2 of them here. They were in Lost Boys as well.
Yeah.
Right? And so those are the 2 films that I started to connect this, like, oh,
They're always in that.
they're in
together,
stuff together,
almost
but
always, but
they got so popular so fast.
Yeah.
Right there in the late 80s. It was insane. I think, Lost Boys came out, and I think this was the very next year. License to Drive came out, and just boom, they kind of exploded. They did I think a total of 9 films together. But these were really the two that were probably the biggest.
I would say these are the two I know
for
the
sure.
most.
Dream a Little Dream was another one that was kind of
I
big
remember
with
that one.
them. But anyways, they were teen idols. Like they were on like every like teeny bopper magazine.
I would imagine.
Gigantic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like I remember this movie. I was pretty young when I saw it, but I remember it being so cool to me. I was like, I can't wait to get my license. Take a girl out that's super hot, wears a nice skirt.
That's a skirt, that pink skirt that she wears.
Yeah,
the night out.
And the name her name stands out big
Dude,
time too. Anything like Mercedes.
Yeah.
If I hear Mercedes, I for some reason picture her.
Dude, it's so funny.
Like even the cars and stuff.
My wife used to work with a girl named Mercedes.
Oh, I've never even met anybody named
And every
Mercedes.
time she would say in Mercedes, and I'm like, Mercedes Lane?
Yeah.
She's so sick of that joke by now.
Yeah.
But every single
But
time
it is.
she
It's
brings her
like
up.
burned into your head.
It is.
This girl.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't wait to get a license because I was
Dude.
like, man, life seems like it opens up big time after
It
you get your
does.
license.
And this movie was like perfect to like show that to you and like, let you feel your feelings at 15 years old.
That was what you looked forward to. Being
Yeah.
free, get your license.
Exactly.
And this movie is like
It's how it
the
was
worst
done.
could have happened.
So let's break this sucker down. The film kicks off with a bold animated title sequence that is like so 80s.
Very.
The thing's so 80s. Neon colored shapes, all these geometric graphics, and they're just like sliding in and out like
I know.
really like the presentation style. You know what I mean? Like PowerPoint almost. But then they have like Drive My Car, the Beatles song. It was, I don't know who it was covered by that was blasting in the background. Anyways.
And it's all just like car things, right?
Yeah.
It's like road signs and stoplights,
skid marks.
stop signs.
Yeah.
It reminds me of one of those old games that just had a repeating scene and you were like pretending like you were driving.
Yep.
It looked like that to me.
Kinda
Maybe that's
different.
like on purpose. But
And then we have the dream sequence. Les nods off into a slick fantasy behind the wheel with Mercedes riding shotgun. So we're showing Mercedes right here at the
I
beginning.
know, I was gonna say.
in his dream.
obviously he's already
Yeah.
saw her,
Yeah.
wanted her.
Until the instructor crashes the vibe and it curdles into an anxiety nightmare. He wakes still obsessed with passing his test. So the first shot of this thing is basically this dream sequence where he's on a bus, right? And they're all like tied. They're chained actually to
It's
the
all
bus.
smoky and like it looks like a zombie bus or something.
Yep.
And the kids are all just like heading to school. But the chain, man, that made you
know.
really feel it. You're like, that's exactly what it feels like to be on a
Dude.
bus. You can't stand up.
I know.
Can't change seats. Can't talk to somebody behind you. The bus driver's super strict.
And you're just set. You have to get on before and after school. It's like really what it feels like when you're 14 and 15 and you're anticipating that license coming. Driving that stupid bus, or riding in that bus is the worst thing ever.
It really is.
Like you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right?
I had gotten kicked off 2 buses
Did you?
as a kid. Yeah.
Just for being a bastard or what?
Just for being annoying
Yeah.
and jumping around on seats and stuff.
I could see that.
And I remember I got kicked off and then I got on another bus and it was only one time that I rode that bus home. And as we were getting off, the bus driver turns and he's like, "You're not getting back on this bus either." And I was like, "Oh crap."
Oh God.
And I remember I didn't tell my mom
Yeah.
and my friend's like, "I'll just have my mom come pick us up." And I was like, "Okay." And she comes to get us and my mom's like, why are they riding? And his mom told my mom, she's like, "Oh, you didn't know?
He
They
got
got kicked off the bus."
Oh, he got kicked off too.
He got kicked off too.
Oh, well, that was good.
And
at
then my
least.
mom lost her mind.
Yeah, that's
So,
not good.
Buses to me always felt like prisons because I couldn't have fun on them.
And I swear,
Couldn't talk, couldn't jump around.
someone was always puking on the stupid bus.
I puked on a bus as well.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pulled up to the school and puked all down me.
The one and only time I ever punched a kid was on a bus. But the bus driver saw it in plain sight and was fine with it. It was probably a kid
This was like a
you.
city bus driver.
No, it
He's like,
was-
it's fine.
He just knew the kid deserved it.
Yeah, he's
He
probably
knew.
like,
Yeah.
I had a kid over here that I kicked off the bus.
Because he was making fun of my sister, and like I was walking off the bus to get off, and I turned
Just
around
decked
and just
him in the face.
clocked him in the face, and
Yeah.
turned around and walked off. And we went
There's
watch
a-
Ninja Turtles. Yeah,
Dude, there's a lot of drama that happened on the bus.
Oh,
so
yeah, for
this
sure.
this really helped.
It makes sense.
It made perfect
It
sense.
made perfect sense. But you can see it's so funny the shot where they're in front of the bus. You can clearly see it's a bunch of mannequins in that bus. There's no kids in those outside shots
I never noticed that
bus.
until you said that.
They're just sort of like,
Yeah.
swaying back and forth. Oh yeah, those are not real people in there.
Yeah, it's weird.
And so then he breaks out of the bus, right? Which is pretty cool.
Busts out the back window.
Bust right out the back window, man.
Like, dives out,
Yeah.
perfect roll,
Oh yeah.
and then the slide.
And then the slide.
The slide is the
dude,
very best.
I don't know what it is, like the sound of his sneakers on the pavement
Yeah.
as he slides into the Ferrari or whatever it
Yeah.
was. Ah,
It's a kind of a weird Ferrari.
It
Not a
is.
very common Ferrari.
no. Yeah.
But I will say, like, during that time,
hmm
it was either a Lamborghini or Ferrari that I had a poster of.
For sure.
Always.
I
Those
got-
two were
Yeah.
what everybody coveted, right?
I got him at the book fairs. Remember when you
Yeah.
could get them at the book fairs?
I think that is where I got the Countach.
Yeah, I
one.
had a Countach poster.
Yeah.
I had a Lotus Esprit for some reason
Oh, that's cool.
poster. And then I would always get the little books that had all the cool cars in them.
Yeah.
Just pictures of cars.
Yep.
Porsche
It's funny
911.
to see my kids
Yeah.
they bring home from the
Mhm.
library car books.
Yeah, exactly.
So, same
Yeah,
thing.
So cool. I don't know why. I love the sound effects in this movie because
They were good.
They're actually pretty dang good.
Some were
right?
weird, but they
Yeah,
fit.
They did fit. They did fit. And then he goes through the whole thing, and then he wakes up from his dream, and then the teacher's like yelling at him. Right? Do you recognize that teacher?
I didn't.
So I was trying to figure out. I'm like, how do I know this teacher? He's such a little punk. He's actually the hotel concierge from Ghostbusters.
I didn't
The
know
little
that.
snooty hotel concierge
Yeah,
guy.
that's
He's like,
him, huh?
I didn't know it was so much. I won't pay it. You remember? After they did, it's that guy.
I do remember. No, I didn't
Yeah.
even put that together.
I was like, oh, that's who that is. Anyway.
the only 2 roles he ever had.
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably in some other stuff. But
Probably.
he was really familiar to me after watching this again because it had been maybe
That's funny. No,
5
I didn't
years
notice that at all.
since I watched this. And then Paolo, they're outside. He has to write on the chalkboard and stuff, and then he goes out to catch the bus. And then Paolo comes up to pick up Mercedes.
Yeah.
And he honks as he comes in. It's like,
So what's even going on there? Is he like
I don't know.
some like 28, 30-year-old that's just picking
Hanging
up
out
high
with
school
16-year-old
girls?
girl. Yeah, and it was normal, I guess. I don't know.
It just seemed normal.
Yeah, and he was like, what is he, like Middle Eastern of descent?
I couldn't tell.
or
Like
something.
it didn't look Italian.
Yeah, but his
So-
name sounds Italian.
But yeah, they
Paolo,
ju-
right?
They're like, he's close enough. Cast him in the role.
Yeah, this guy looks kind of cool. Put him in a turtleneck. Let's go.
Yeah, he did his clothes.
He did his clothes.
Were
were
like the fancy 80s.
Yeah, but Paolo comes up in his Ferrari, and it is the wussiest horn I've
is.
ever heard in my life. It's one of those like old Toyota pickup horns. You remember from the 80s? Like,
Yeah.
so bad.
I didn't notice it until like
Yeah.
I watched it again. I was like, that does sound pretty pathetic.
It's horrible.
I was like,
yeah.
is this just a kit car? It's not
Yeah.
even a real Ferrari.
I would not be honking my horn. I'll tell you that. Like, this is just not very manly.
Yeah.
It's too effeminate. And then Heather Graham is sitting there, and I don't know what they have her wearing, but I don't know if you noticed it, but it looks like she's in one of those movies, like she's from the future. It's like this crisscross thing here, and then when she gets up, she almost looks like she's possessed or like she's a robot.
Well, she is.
She's like
By
this, and then walks
Weirdo
out.
Paolo.
The horn triggered something. In
Yeah.
her, you know.
Maybe that's where the horn is.
Maybe that's what
custom
it is.
install.
Yeah, and then Corey Feldman. This is where he makes his entrance here, and he's talking with Les.
Yeah.
and he calls Paulo all like I don't know what it was with the '80s, but like the names that they would call people they didn't like
I know.
were so dumb.
Yeah.
He calls him a greaseball and a scumbag.
Scumbag.
Yeah, scumbag.
Scumbag's one of the best.
Yeah, I'm like it's not bad. It's not hard enough. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, greaseball. He's a greaseball.
Yeah. And this
I
is
don't
the other like cool 80s thing.
Mhm.
Is pulling up on a bike.
It is.
And
yeah.
they're riding their bikes home. And that's where he like gets on the handlebars and rides him home.
Yeah, and you can clearly see that it's not him on there several
noticed
times. Again, the
The
stuff
wigs were not they didn't spend much on those.
they did not. I was like, we
Kept
gotta,
under budget with that.
Yeah, it's like we got to buy all these Cadillacs to bang up. We can't spend any more on wigs. So but he gets on Feldman's bike and gives him a ride home, right?
Yeah.
And
There's so when they get home, there's a part that kills me. Like I noticed it more watching it again.
Mhm.
But Corey
Yeah.
Feldman pulls up and he sees the Cadillac or is it a Cadillac?
Yeah, it's Cadillac.
And he's like, whoa, and he just like spikes his bike, like just aggressively throws it down, and it's like, whoa. And I'm like, that's totally 80s kid. Like nobody cared about your bike.
No, man, you would never put the kickstand up. It was always just jump off and let it go.
It could go anywhere. It'd be in the bushes, it'd be in the grass, out in halfway in the yard.
It doesn't matter. In the road.
Or in the road, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it kills me every time he does that.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. But then we meet Les's dad, and I'm going to talk quite a bit about him because I think he is so freaking good in this movie. I think he's the best, in my opinion. He's like a perfect 80s,
He's a
90s
great dad.
Movie dad.
And I remember him, like, specifically in this movie. Like, when I think of a dad,
That's what you think
I think of him.
Yeah, from like the 80s.
He's one of the most common dad figures.
Yeah, he's like generic looking or something. Almost
he's got
like,
the mustache.
Yeah, mustache,
just
glasses.
Like, the way he talks to Les is just kind of like serious, but also understanding. Like,
but so effing hilarious. Like, he is the funniest in this movie. To me, he is perfect. He's so funny. But like, and they're like, "Hey Dino, we're gonna clean out the garage, right? Come and help us." And then Dean's like, "I'm allergic."
Yeah.
Or what does he say? I can't.
Yeah,
remember
no, he says. So I wanted to mention this. There's one thing about Corey Feldman. Every one of these movies, he talks specifically like,
"Oh yeah,
this." He always says it, and he says, "I'd love to, Mr. Anderson, but I just remembered I'm allergic to dust and cardboard boxes." And he has his hands going.
Yeah, and he's always like,
he always says that the pizza dude is coming. Like. He does it in everything.
And have you also noticed that he does a lot of like the rolling his sleeves up as far as he can constantly? Like a super 80s
still
thing.
Does that.
Yeah, he's just like doing that like crazy. I'm like, stop rolling your sleeves up, bro.
But he always has that talking with his hands.
He does,
and he pulls his fingers together and is like,
that's true.
Mr. Anderson, I've never noticed he does it all the time.
It is pretty hilarious. But yeah, he's like, I'm allergic, and then he takes off, and his dad's like, take care of that cough, Dean.
Yeah.
Just like so nonchalant.
I don't know, like get out of here.
Take care of that cough, Dean. And then like this next scene is so good. This is the dinner scene.
Yeah.
Right. And we meet his entire family. We meet his little brother. His twin sister's there. We kind of already met her before, but and then his mom is there, who is hilarious.
She's
as well.
always funny.
Carol Kane, yeah, she's so good. I don't know if have you seen Scrooged?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny as the ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah.
I think in that, so hilarious.
Very distinct voice.
Very distinct voice.
Everybody knows. Who
I always
she
thought her voice was so odd.
It is odd.
It's almost like a little kid, but not.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like the lady's voice from Poltergeist. You remember the lady?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, her voice scared me too. But her voice is a little weird, and obviously Princess Bride.
Yeah.
She's in Princess Bride. And she is eating the biggest
liar.
The biggest pile of mashed potatoes, obviously anyone's ever seen. But then just puts ketchup on them. Like, have you ever done that? Like,
I have done that.
I have never done that in my life.
It tastes okay.
I mean,
French
it makes
fries
sense.
mashed up.
I know, but like just the thought of it is so odd to me.
It's kind of gross now, but
yeah,
I've eaten them that way.
I guess that makes
I
sense.
would probably have because I saw this movie. I'm like, try it.
Put them on there. Yeah, but it's just a really funny scene here too because he's like, "Hey, Dad, did you look at the brochure I sent you?"
Yeah,
and he's like, "Yeah, $23,000 BMW for a kid who's never had a job a day in his life. I think it's a great idea."
Yeah,
and then the thought of a $23,000 BMW.
Oh my gosh,
please.
yeah. The money. There's a couple of times when it's like money's mentioned in this movie. I'm like, we live in a very different time now.
I know, but as a kid, I remember 23 grand.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'll never be able to own a
Sports car.
I'll never be able to own a car ever.
I was obsessed with the Dodge Viper.
Oh yeah,
and I remember like seeing somewhere that it was listed at like 60,000, and I was like, no way I'll ever touch that.
Nah.
Now that's a standard SUV.
That is standard. Yeah, I mean, my first vehicle was a Ford F-250 from 1982. And it was $2,500, So that's what I was dealing with.
I had a Subaru hatchback.
Did you? Oh gosh,
86 Subaru hatchback.
86 hatchback, baby. Oh,
so
that sounds.
I
nice.
didn't pick up any Mercedes lanes.
No, you did not. Neither did I. I picked up mostly my grandma. She rode to work with me sometimes.
At least you had a truck.
I did have a truck.
Not a car. It was a 4-wheel drive car though.
It was purple. My truck though. By the way,
okay, that takes it down a few notches.
But it did have like the toolbox in the back.
Oh, that
was kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Then it also had a CB with an intercom.
Oh, even better.
With an intercom.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
I used that quite a bit, which was kind of fun. But and then his twin sister's like, my boyfriend said, and he's like, who cares what your commie boyfriend thinks? It's so good. You know, and he's like, I say it's great to be an American. And then his little brother says, I agree. And they like high five.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy. It's so stupid, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know, and she's still kind of arguing with her dad and saying how like it's all consumer driven. And his dad's like, one day soon, it'll all be over. You'll go away. You'll go away. It's just like all those little lines that he has.
Yeah.
Just
I never
kill me.
noticed her hippiness so much until like recently. I'm like, oh yeah, she was like
she's got like peace
full on,
sign
like,
earrings.
70s. Yeah, more so.
And then the horn starts honking as they're eating dinner. Oh my gosh, dude. What a good bit. This bit is so awesome. And he gets up to go and they're like, sit down. You're going to eat. And he's like, all right, cool. And so he just starts eating. And like, as
this is the part I love Corey Haim because he's just like smiling, like just chewing, like smiling, like
he is so good at that. Just like
he's got
innocent,
that really good,
cool.
charismatic, like
yeah,
because you're just like he's so funny.
He's endearing.
He's like, that's
very endearing. And he's just like eating, looking at his parents, and then finally they just flip.
It's not
their
bothering you?
lids.
Fine, doesn't bother me.
Yeah, out, and then he goes out. Right.
Yeah, that is a really funny scene.
Oh, it's so good. At a party with Dean and Charles, Les sees Mercedes argue with her Ferrari driving boyfriend. To needle him, she says she's going out with Les next Saturday. Les is big shot. Here, right? And so they go to the party, but they get a ride from Dean's mom, right? And I think she has like a little Subaru hatchback or something. I don't know what it is.
It looks like the same cars that were used for the driving test.
It kind of does look like that.
It's just a silver one.
Yeah, little hatchback, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, she goes to stop in front of it, and she's like, no. He's like, no, Mom, not here, not here. Is something wrong with the car, Dean? He's like, no, it's not the car, it's you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so funny because I do remember.
Oh, you hated your mom to
be
seen around you.
Yeah, or it's even worse. Like if somebody like from school saw you like at the grocery store or something with your parents, why were you embarrassed?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't.
Like
I don't
everybody knows you live with your parents.
I know.
Like, why was it embarrassing to get dropped
off?
But
it was. I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember
it totally
specifically walking through the grocery store with your mom. You're just like, I don't want to go down an aisle that I know somebody.
Yeah, and you just turn.
But
around.
why?
Yeah,
they feed you.
I don't know.
They pay for everything.
Yeah,
you can't drive.
Yeah.
So why are you embarrassed?
You're a nerd because you're out with your mom. I don't. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what was happening.
And
here.
they played that well on this.
And then the guys come up and it's like, "Hey, dweebs, does mommy hold your dicks when you piss?"
It's so funny.
Such a good.
It's so funny because all those we did Karate Kid and it was the same thing. There's the punks and their lines against. Yep. It's so funny.
It is hilarious, man.
The thing I like is Dean's dress. Like everybody's like dressed up to party, and he's got like a white shirt and tie on.
He does.
It's like okay,
like super 80s looking too, like really kind of baggy and
it is
skinny.
And he had the rolled up sleeves.
And he kept doing it. Like I'm walking in, he was like adjusting everything like constantly for like 30 seconds.
That's just him.
It's like no more meth, bro. And then their buddy shows up. What was their buddy's name?
I think the one they were trying to get away from.
Yeah, and Dean's like, ignore him. And then Les proceeds to look him directly in the eye for like 5 seconds. It's like he's not ignoring him; he's looking right at him.
That's true.
I don't know why he does that.
Can't get away from him there.
Yeah, and so then they go into the party.
Yeah, and I like that I think this is a very kid thing is to compare the girls to cars. Yeah. It's what they know best.
They're like, yeah, where did these girls lose their virginity? What types of cars?
Yeah.
Right? That's what it was.
Oh, is that what it was? I actually thought they were comparing them to it.
No, they said
I didn't catch that.
Did you ever imagine what kind of cars some of these girls lost their virginity in? Because
I thought they were comparing them to like the look of a car.
Well, I mean, it's sort of what they're
kind of goes along with it, but
because like the chubbier girl,
I didn't catch the virginity.
The chubbier girl, they're like a cargo van. It's like, oh man, come on, that's rude.
It's funny though because that's what you know best, right?
It really
what cars are. So
yeah,
apply it to these girls.
But yeah, that was pretty funny. Them just
sitting there talking about what cars. I didn't realize what they were actually meaning.
Yeah, and then Mercedes shows up, and boy, does she look great in her polka dot dress.
Yeah,
you know.
So if you noticed through the movie, she never has friends with her.
She doesn't.
She's like friendless.
When she's one of those girls, she's
friendless.
too hot, I think, is the problem. And it's almost like I'm above these high school kids a little bit, you know, because she's dating, I don't know, a 30-year-old. I don't know how old
that
he is.
might be.
But she
Or
does
she's failed a bunch of times and she should be graduated.
maybe that's the case. She was 18 when they filmed this.
I was wondering, she was a little older, huh?
The Coreys were 15. They turned 16.
Oh, were they?
Corey
I didn't
did.
know there was that much of an age gap.
And the other kid was like 13.
Oh, really?
So there was like a big difference between all of them, man.
That's pretty young, man.
That
It's
is pretty
pretty
young.
impressive to act
Yeah.
the way they did.
I thought he was great. The nerdy.
Yeah,
friend.
no, he was really
I thought
good.
he was
Especially the scene, later on with the
Yeah.
drunk. He was really good in that part.
And then you mentioned, the name Mercedes Lane. It is just,
Yeah.
it's so good. Obviously it's a nod to the movie Cars. But
It's
also
great, yeah.
Lane. It's
Yeah.
a road, right? It's just really, really good. And then her,
Yeah, it was a great name to use because it stuck out forever still to this day.
I still think about it. So it obviously was great. And then we meet her boyfriend Paolo again, right? And he comes in and
That's at a high school party.
he's at a high school party and he's like, "These are kids. We got to get out of here." And she's like, "I have
He has
friends
a strong
here.
accent.
I have friends here, right?" And he's like,
She didn't, though.
"No, she did not. No, she had no friends." Paolo is beginning, how do you say, perspire. You know how I hate to perspire, right? Okay.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. Then she's like, yeah, and then she's pissed off at him, and then she's like, I have a date with Les.
Yeah, she just finds him and looks at him and says,
Right place, right time for Les.
For sure.
Right? Like that's just kind of how it went. So that is the party. And then the next day, Dad picks Les up in Grandpa's cherished Cadillac. Dad lets him drive under supervision. When they spot Mercedes walking, Les begs for solo time to impress her. Dad finally relents. Les breaks his word and returns to a furious father.
Very
Okay.
funny scene.
Oh my gosh, man. So they're standing outside of the school, right? And Les is like, man, what do I say? We kind of talked about having a date, and Dean and the other guy are hanging out. You're like, you're in luck, lover boy. She's right over there. But the soundtrack, it's so cheesy because it's like that low, like fake tuba, like, wow. It's like so bad.
I remember that.
It's so bad, but it's pretty good. And then he walks up to her, and that's when his dad pulls up, right?
Yeah, yep. He's
And-
about to say something to her.
Yes, he's about to
and
say
his dad's
something
like,
to
"Brr, brr, brr, brr."
Yeah, and so then she looks at him.
Les.
Yeah. Les, it's me, Papa.
Papa.
Which is like the worst thing he could have said at
Yeah.
that moment with her sitting right there.
Yeah.
And I get it. He just walks away.
She does. Yeah, she looks at him like he's gonna say something, and he just bails.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, your dad comes up and said, "It's me, Papa."
Yeah.
And like, you can't sit there and talk to a girl anymore. You have to leave. And so he just
I
plays
know.
it off like it's not really his dad.
No.
Walks
And
around the corner.
there's another this is another scene that is very 80s dress.
Oh yeah.
Like what she's wearing, what he's wearing.
Yeah.
And he has this, again, it's like the t-shirt with the plaid shirt over top.
Yeah.
And I remember that because I'd mentioned it in Karate Kid.
Mm-hmm.
That plaid shirt style I was interested in when I was in middle school.
Did
And
you-
I tried to wear a plaid shirt with a t-shirt underneath. The thing is, I didn't have one, so I borrowed one from my sister. It was just gray plaid. So I was like,
shirt.
I'm good. I'll just wear a plaid shirt. It'll
Yeah.
be cool. I got to school and I remember feeling this is really uncomfortable. It had shoulder pads, had little shoulder pads in it,
man.
and so the whole time I was like,
Trying to push
I was
him
trying to
down.
like keep my shoulders like low,
I
so
would've
it wouldn't
ripped
look
him
like
out.
I
I
they
would've
were
ripped
sewed. I remember they were like
in
really
there.
well sewed in.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, tried to pull that style off and it didn't work. I was in 6th grade. I remember specifically
Backfired.
because I was trying to like all the schools had it was like different elementary schools
Yeah.
had come together. So you're like new crowd, new kids
Oh gosh.
trying to look cool, and I had shoulder pad plaid shirt on.
Oh my gosh.
That didn't go well.
That's scary.
Yeah, last time I wore that.
So I had a similar experience, but at a line dancing competition one time. I was like 12 years old or 11 at a line dancing competition, and my shirt was against regulations. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
They have
So I had to borrow my mom's shirt to do it. So I was wearing an old woman's shirt.
That's some serious
Yeah.
competition. If
I
they,
won though. I got first place.
You did?
Yeah, in my category. I'm not going to tell you how many other people were in my category, but I won first
You were by
place.
yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself, but I got first place. I have a trophy somewhere. Wearing my mom's shirt. Oh my gosh.
That's pretty good, man.
It's pretty good, yeah. So this is it's so funny, man. So he gets in and his dad's like, "Hey, let's drive the car. Let's get a little practice in, right?" And they're driving, and you can see, and he's like, "Dad, here comes the stop sign." And he's like, "Nice call." just like saying random weird stuff like "nice call." There's a stop sign. It's so
He knows his driving.
Yeah, nice call. Good job. And then they see Mercedes, right? And then they stop and they're kind of like ducking down and they're talking to each other.
He's
right?
like, what? Yeah,
He's
the dad's like, what are you?
This is the girl of my dreams, Dad. If you do this for me, if you let me go over there, pick her up, take her home. She lives right down the street, right? I will never ask another favor in my entire life. And he's like, Les, you know that's a lie.
Yeah.
Just right to his face. This is so good. Les, you know that's a lie. But the best part is he's like, okay, let's give her a cruise. And he's like,
Trying to
no.
sound cool
Yeah,
about
like,
it.
no, Dad, I can't do that. So he gets out of the car and then he makes him also take the diapers and stuff with him on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Right? And then he's driving up.
I know, I love it. He's like, he gets out and he's like, Dad, like, you got to get that out of there too.
I can't have this in here. Mercedes is getting in this sucker, right? So he drives up to Mercedes and he honks. And he scares the hell out of her for one thing, just
Because it's not that little cheesy Ferrari honk.
It's a manly Cadillac
Yeah.
that honks here. And he stops and he's like, okay, get in. And she goes to get in. He's like, hold on. He does the hold on thing. I don't know why that, that's something me and my friends sort of like,
Hold on
instead of hold on.
Yeah.
So we'd always say, hold on. But he gets out and he lets her in. And then as he's walking behind the car, he does like jumping up and down.
Like a full on like
victory.
jumping jack type thing. Yeah.
Which he apparently was ad-libbed by him. It wasn't in the script. He just did it.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
for him.
so
He's a kid.
He's great, right? But he ends up having to take her like all the way across town. It wasn't just down the street.
She needed to go to a friend's house, a friend that we've never seen.
But I mean, it's worth it. What would you do?
Probably Paulo's house.
Yeah, it's probably Paulo's house. We're gonna go up to Paulo's room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you would do the same thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think you would. What would you do? You can't say no. I can't. My dad's back there with the diapers.
Nope. The
right?
girl that you've always wanted to go out with says that. I'd be like, sorry, Dad.
Dad can wait 20 minutes. I'll be back.
He will forgive me.
And then he comes back, and you see his dad on the sidewalk, like sweating profusely, like dropping stuff, like barely holding on, and
it's so dramatic. Like it's like, what is it, 150 degrees outside?
And it's like the soundtrack is like boom, boom, boom. When he sees his dad on the side. And they get back home, and like he sits less in a chair, like in the middle of the room,
and he's
like,
just
pacing around him, and he's like, "Not only did you break your explicit promise to me, but you used up your last favor." So freaking good. It's just like he has the best lines to me.
He does. He really does have the best lines
in the whole thing. And so, but I think he didn't really get like grounded or anything. He was just like,
no, he didn't.
Right?
Yeah, he didn't at this point.
So then, like, I think it just shows him later on that evening up in his room, and he's cutting out a picture of Mercedes from the yearbook.
Yeah.
Right. Which is just seems like
look at her blouse in that too.
Yeah, she does have a great blouse. But I noticed as it was
like
showing
a grandma
him,
blouse.
Yeah, cutting out a picture of Mercedes. The two people next to her in the yearbook, one is Tina Crapper. That's the girl right next to her. The next to her was Brent Kaufanowski. Is that right? How you say it? Kaufanowski. Just weird.
Got to put the K's somehow. Whatever last name they could come up with.
KLM. Okay, yeah. Kaufanowski.
Kaufanowski.
And Crapper with a K. I just thought that was kind of funny.
That is funny. Yeah.
And so he cuts it out and he sticks it on the poster on the wall, which I don't really understand.
Yeah.
And it's like a girl like topless.
It is. Yeah.
Washing a car.
There's a lot more. Yeah, she's got
Washing
like
a car?
suds on her. And I thought she was in a bikini, but
Sudsy.
And I didn't look very closely.
Oh, you looked real close.
I noticed.
I
was like, she didn't have a top on.
You sent me pictures of her real close.
Yeah.
But
I was like, okay, he's got like a pretty much half naked woman hanging in his room. My parents wouldn't go for that.
No, I mean, I did have a lot of girls in bikinis hanging in my room.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I actually had. I know exactly the 4 posters I had. One with a chick. I don't know who she was, in a bikini standing next to a white Lamborghini Countach.
Oh, nice.
Then I had, this is the weird one, and I'm pretty sure it was my brother's.
Yeah.
It was Kathy Ireland.
Oh, Kathy Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, she's in like a leopard print bikini coming out of the water.
Nice.
Then the other one was a Nintendo Power Metroid poster.
Oh, yeah.
And the 4th one was a motocross poster.
Oh, okay.
I think it's yeah. So
I had like
we had a good spread for teenagers. We were in the same room, a bunk beds.
Okay. So you were sharing.
We kind of mixed our posters.
That makes sense. Yeah. But he's got Dean with him, and he's got his other buddy. Why can't I remember his name, man?
I can't remember his name either.
But anyways, they're just kind of chilling, right?
Yeah.
And Dean it gets on the intercom, in the house, which is, again, a super 80s thing, having those intercoms in the houses. I thought it was so cool.
It was cool.
Like, I wanted one so bad.
I did too. I thought that was, now it's Google, right? Or
I know, yeah.
a smart speaker.
Hey, Google. I'm going to screw a bunch of people up right there. But he gets on there, and he's kind of like yelling at his sister.
Yeah.
Right? Dean is.
I love he yells, and she's like,
breaks her pencil or something. He's like, Natalie, I was wondering, if you were driving 55 miles an hour and you collided with a runaway train, would it make any improvement on your face? And then he burps.
Finishing it off with the big old
burp.
She's all super disgusted.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's way funny.
Pretty classic stuff. Les and twin sister Natalie take the computer exam. Natalie aces it. Les melts down, fails, and even knocks the DMV system offline in frustration. While scores are being recovered, the clerk pushes Les to the road test on the assumption that he's like his sister. How
passed.
different?
She passed.
She passed. Whatever. You're twins.
Yeah.
With the stone-faced instructor and the full cup of coffee, Les keeps it steady and is briefly handed a license until the real scores are retrieved and his written fail forces the instructor to tear it up.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is one of my favorite parts just because those computers, man, are like the classic 80s green and black.
Yeah.
Like number munchers.
Yeah, man.
And as he's taking the test, talk about test anxiety. Because when he hits the incorrect, I love the first one. He gets the first one right, and he's super confident. He's like chewing his gum. He's like, yeah. It's like, man, they should just be giving these away.
Yeah. Why don't they just give these away?
And then he gets the next one wrong, and it's like, dang, 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 like incorrect.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would give everybody major test anxiety.
They didn't care back in the 80s.
No.
Like, you got it wrong, they let you know.
So you could tell he was stressed immediately by getting one wrong.
Yeah.
And I can see why they don't do that anymore.
They don't do it that way anymore.
And I like when he gets all stressed and he's like, he puts the gum under the desk.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm getting serious now. I'm taking the gum out. And he sticks it right under the desk.
It's so, those little things are so funny.
Yeah, and it's just like ABC buttons.
I know.
It's so
I know.
funny.
The whole computer, and there's just ABC to click.
ABC buttons. It's really, really good. So he gets out of there, right? Obviously, he hits it. He loses power.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of pissed off. Like, the kid next to him is looking at him like, what the hell did you do that for?
I know. I
man?
noticed he kind of smiles, but he's kind of like, what?
Okay. And then he goes out and he's going to try and get his test results or go do his road test or whatever it is. But there's a sign above the lady, and it says driver's license problems. Like, that is the sign that they have up there. Driver's license problems. Like,
isn't that pretty much what the DMV is?
It's
just a problem center.
It's all problems. Yeah. So she lets him go out, and his driving instructor is Fresh Prince's uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never realized that.
Yeah, it's him.
He's great though.
Oh, he's so good.
But the thing is, like, his sister gets this other guy that is a total creeper.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, he gets in, he's like, like looking her up and down. I'm
He's like 40.
I think Les got the better person here.
Yeah, like, who knows what happened with him.
And just through the
her.
whole thing, he's like, very good. Yeah. Now, I want to see how you handled this hill. Very, very good.
But it is great because you see the contrast between what she's going through and then what he's going through.
Very good.
And it's like crazy traffic, and like he makes him parallel park in like the smallest spot
and there's people
ever.
walking behind you, man.
Yeah. He gets it. He does it, right? And he can't drop the coffee. And that coffee cup is like the old school
So there's
7-Eleven.
no way. Yeah, it is.
It's so cool.
But the very first scene when he takes it out of park, it is so high. No one on earth could pull a car.
It looked
forward.
like an infinity pool on that thing. There was like nowhere.
It goes down
go.
a little bit in
does.
other scenes, but I was like, it is so high. I'm like, there's
bad.
no way you would not fail.
And like he tells him something. He tells Les to do something, and Les didn't do it. And he's like, "What am I speaking Greek?" I always loved that.
Sounded just like
that
him.
line. What am I speaking Greek? And anyways, I just thought it was hilarious. But at the end, the cup
right here
flips.
What am I speaking
the
Greek?
cup flips, right?
Yeah.
The cup was empty.
And
right?
no, that's a quote that we use at my house
Oh, is
because
it?
all my family knows it right away.
Yeah.
I actually, after I watched this, I sent them the next day. I sent my family a group text, just a line from the movie, and they all knew it like instantly.
That's awesome.
And it was the DMV line. It's like, when he comes back. I guess
Mm-hmm.
I haven't mentioned that, but he comes back and it's like, God giveth and the DMV taketh away. They knew that, like
that's
right away.
so
They all knew
hilarious.
that line.
That's so funny. It's funny though because when the cup flips at the end, when he's like coming in the parking lot, you can see the little device they've built under it to make it flip. There's like a little hole in the
'Cause I was
dash.
wondering how.
There's like a little hole in the dash, and this thing came up to make it flip, but you could see the hole underneath
yeah.
it. I just thought that was kind of funny.
That is funny. I didn't
But
know
yeah,
that.
he goes back, and they find out, right?
Yeah.
That you did not pass.
He botched it.
Yeah, and the lady is so creepy and scary,
She's super,
dude.
super.
Like you
creepy.
said, yeah, that
I like the
line-
guy's like the guy that steps back to give her the message. He's like, someone needs a message. He's like,
Yeah, he's scared of her.
he's a little terrified
Yeah,
man.
he's
Yeah.
scared of her. Yeah, you mustn't F with the DMV.
Yeah. I remember that.
so
I
hard.
remember expecting that F word when I was a kid. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, man.
It's awkward.
Yeah, you just hope that mom and dad aren't in
Yep.
the room
Yep.
when you're watching.
Because usually
that
it gets shut off or changed
Yeah.
channel.
What are you watching, smut? Ugh.
Yeah. Or it was dubbed poorly.
Yeah,
You mustn't with
you mustn't
Dog
dawdle
poop.
with it. Yeah, something stupid like that. Les goes home claiming victory, so he lies. Right? He tries to tell him, but he just couldn't do it. Mom later finds the failed test slip in his laundry. The truth detonates, and Dad grounds him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When she finds it, you notice those are like classic stonewash jeans, and I'm like, those are all back in now.
No.
They're like the exact jean.
Don't talk to me about what's back in anymore
Same.
these days. It
Yeah.
just drives me insane. But when his mom is doing the laundry, like it shows the shots of her doing the laundry where she finds it, right?
Yeah.
So it cuts to a couple different shots. And one shot I noticed this time, I've never noticed it before. There's a thing of whipped cream, like in a can, and a giant bowl of red Jell-O sitting on the washer as she's doing it. And then it cuts to her like finding the thing and it falls out. And then the next shot, the Jell-O's all gone. So they must have cut a scene there where she was eating that during
'Cause then
this
it's
thing.
gone.
Because then it's gone. So
It's a lot of Jell-O.
it's a
too.
lot of Jell-O. She downed it. So there must have been a scene where she was like eating more weird food, like whipped cream and Jell-O or
just
something.
and they just didn't. It didn't
It's
make
like,
the cut.
Didn't make the cut.
That's
but I just
funny.
thought that was kind of funny right there.
This is also like Les doesn't have his license. I'm guessing Dean isn't old enough to have his license yet.
No, he doesn't have his license yet.
Because
No.
he calls and he's like, "Sure, tell me about your license," and Les is trying to lie to him, and there's part where Dean says, like he explains that he can't come and get him,
Yeah.
because he's like he doesn't have his license, but he didn't want to let them know, and Dean says, "Of course you can. You can do anything, Les. You have a license." like it allows him to do whatever he wants.
But it felt that way, man. When
It
you were
did.
16, it's
Oh,
like
it felt
your
great.
whole world opened up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it really did.
Yeah, it did. It changed everything about what you could and couldn't do.
Yeah, so I think like that it does.
But that's what's
connect
funny. It's
in a
just
way.
like you could do anything, Les.
Yeah.
You have a
You
license.
have a license. But then like he and his brother are in his room now, his little brother, which is it's so funny. And it shows that they're listening to a mixtape. And the mixtape says Mercedes date fast songs. You know, like they're just getting
He
ready.
just
for
made
it.
that.
He just made it that day, right?
Yeah.
And his brother is like awkwardly dancing kind of in the corner. And he's like, all right, Mercedes, haha, yeah. Like that's what he says. Like
It is all awkward.
it's so awkward. All right, Mercedes, haha, yeah. He's just like dancing in the corner with his brother in his room. It is so freaking funny. I don't know what's happening.
That's when
there.
the call comes in, huh? From
Yeah,
Dean.
It's right. I
That's
think it's
funny.
right there. Yeah. And then the boyfriend shows up, the commie boyfriend. Right?
Yes.
He's at the front door. And Carol Kane is so funny in this because
Yeah.
she's like, you know,
As he keeps asking these weird things, he's
Yeah.
like, "I can't believe I really respect you for
Yeah.
bringing a baby into this oppressive world," and she's
like,
not.
Natalie!
Yeah, they all know he's a weirdo.
Yeah, they're just screaming, and she looks back and just like smiles at him. But he's wearing this like overcoat looking thing. It's kind of like gray and black. 100% my mom had that coat. 1,000% she had that sucker. I remember it so
Like
well.
the pattern and everything
Yes.
is like that.
It
like
kinda looks
seat
like-
cover.
It looked like carpet almost.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That she had it.
That's
I
awesome.
remember her buying it from like Burlington Coat Factory.
Oh, ooh.
I know, yeah.
I remember Burlington.
Bougie, baby.
Yeah.
Bougie. That's what we were like.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And so later that night, Mercedes calls expecting their date. he's already been grounded at this point. His dad, they pop the champagne, and he's like,
yeah,
you
'cause
saved me
he's like-
$26,000. Why, Dad? How did I do that? $23,000 for the BMW, $3,000 for the insurance. I don't get it, Dad. Get it now, and he pulls it out.
That's so good, like how he breaks it to him that they
Yeah.
found out.
It's pretty dang funny. It's really, really good. But Les, she calls that night, and she's expecting the date, and Les is like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
I gotta do it. So he sneaks Grandpa's Cadillac. A nightclub refuses him. Mercedes snags a bottle of champagne. A tow truck nearly hauls the caddy. Les buys it back with all his cash at a lookout. Mercedes drinks, dances on the hood, caves it in, and then passes out. So there's a lot of things that happen right here.
Very. That start of this date's crazy already.
But I want to go back to when Mercedes calls him. Something about the shots of her lying on the floor in her little booty shorts almost and her T-shirt. That was like peak fantasy for me at 14 years old.
This is what you hoped was going on the other line when
Yes.
you were talking to
Yeah.
a girlfriend.
Like, Les,
Yeah.
I know we had a date, but you never called.
I know.
Right?
And
Oh my gosh.
I have to make mention of the time.
Yeah. Yes.
It's
Yes.
11:15 p.m.
What
and
is-
she's still asking him, like,
Yeah.
aren't we going to go out tonight? It's
It's
like,
like, are you kidding
anybody
me?
on earth would be like, no, it's bedtime.
No, I've been
My
asleep
parents
for
would
45
have
minutes.
told me to be home 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm 15 years old.
Yeah.
Obviously, she doesn't know that, but
She lives in a different world.
She lives in a different world, but he's got to do it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So he runs out and he sneaks in and he looks at his parents' room, and then he does like the whole Ferris Bueller breaking the fourth wall thing, which I think is awesome. But he only does it once in the entire movie.
That's true.
He turns back, he looks at the camera, an innocent girl, a harmless drive. What could possibly go wrong? It's just like a setup for the whole,
It does. This is where it
second
starts.
act. So I thought it was pretty cool. And then he goes and picks her up. Going out of the house is actually pretty hilarious. It's pretty
The whole
funny.
start,
Yeah.
this is a sign that this is going to go
Like he
poorly.
pushes the car out and it goes through.
He
the
leaves it
bushes.
in neutral
Leaves
and
it in
walks into the garage.
And then he goes up and he tries to pull out the light bulb, and it's hot, and he drops it, and it breaks. It's like, oh, hell. But he gets out. He does, right? And he goes, picks her up. They go to the club, and she walks in so fast, she doesn't even wait for him.
No,
And he gets stuck.
no, she's on a mission.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm with her. He's like, okay, whatever. I
Yeah.
don't think so. She's gone, right? So she walks in, and she sees Paolo.
Yeah.
And he's wearing the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life. He's got a black turtleneck, like a black trench coat, and black pants.
Yeah.
He looks ridiculous.
He does.
But apparently that was cool in 1988. But then I've always thought it was really funny when he introduced his new girlfriend, Veronique. Veronique. That's stupid
Yeah,
name.
and she looks more his age.
Yeah, she
She's
looks
more
like
adult.
should be his age. Yeah. But anyways, she gets pissed off. I don't know why she's mad at him now because he's out with a different girl, but they broke up, right?
I know. Yeah,
I don't get it.
She's just a young, jealous girl.
Yeah, she doesn't know what she wants, but then she grabs like some champagne, runs out, and then the car's getting towed.
The tow scene. I don't know why this one stuck out in my head. Just the way that the redneck burly dude that's
Yeah.
driving the tow truck, which apparently he's in something else.
Yeah, he is.
But he's like, "Yeah, I'm a truck boy." And then when
What did
Les
he say, like I've driven with things heavier than you. I can't remember
Yeah.
what he said. That's pretty funny though.
but I like how Les he talks back to him, but starts to get like more like, "Look, mister, you can't do this to my car."
And he's like trying to sound all hard.
He's
and
trying
like,
to sound. He's like a little
Yeah.
kid on a.
You can't do this to my
You
car.
can't do this to my car.
That's
and
right,
and
yeah.
then the guy, he pulls out all the money he has, and it's $80, and the guy's like, $80, and he releases the car, and he's like all super proud, and I'm like, $80 for a tow truck,
Yeah.
and he's making money. I got towed in Oregon, and it was $300 and something for a tow. I'm like,
Yeah.
times have changed.
Times have changed.
But that's funny that he did all that for $80.
Yeah. And so then they go up to the little lookout point, right? And just, man, it hurts you when he's like driving through those trees.
Yeah.
It's like, he was like scraping the car all the way along that
Yeah.
big old boat,
He's so focused on the car that
Yeah.
it's like, is it even enjoyable for
Yeah,
him
he's-
at this point?
But he has to do it. It's
Yeah.
Mercedes Lane, right?
It's true.
And they get
He
up
can't
there.
ruin her night.
And she is chugging the champagne. She's getting sloshed. But it is a kind of a cool, scene with the whole city lights and everything. And
Yeah.
they're up there. And he's like, "How'd you know about this place?" A person I used to know used to bring me here. And he's like, "Oh, it was a girl." He's like, "No, it was my dad."
Yeah.
Like, why would she say it that way?
I know. I don't know.
Person I used to know.
Oh.
Okay, that's your dad.
And he's gone.
He
And you're
must be-
dating old guys now.
Exactly. But it's so funny because she's like, I don't remember if this is like before or after they were dancing, but she's like, "You have such baby soft skin." She's like rubbing his face.
I think
He's
it's when
like,
they get in the car.
and he's like, "Yeah," and he makes like this, like such a Corey Haim face. He's like, you know, and then she like passes out and then drops into his lap, and he's like, "Whoa," and he looks down, and she's just out. She's just out like a
snoring.
light. It's so freaking funny.
Yeah.
It's really good. But so yeah, they caved in the hood, you know. So at this point, Les recruits Dean and Charles
And it comes back to his friends.
to bang the hood back.
Yeah.
Right. They detour to Atomic Avenue. A door ding escalates with car punks as they bolt. A police checkpoint nearly exposes them, especially when Mercedes is found asleep in the trunk, until a nearby protest turns into a riot and they slip away. Then a drunk steals the Cadillac, forcing a reckless chase. In the movie's signature stunt, Les goes car to car, wrestles back the Eldorado, and stops it short of a pit, and the car like barely lives. So this is the crazy.
This is when people probably get a little turned off by it.
This is where my wife just tunes out.
It's too much.
It's too much. She
to
can't
handle.
take it because it is what it is.
Yeah.
But they're back at Dean's house.
So it's got to be what, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.?
I mean, it's got to at least be 1. At least at this
And there's
point.
just like wide awake and
Yeah.
banging on the hood.
So they're in there and he's just like banging on it. He's like, "Don't worry about the noise, man. My parents are vampires." I just always thought that was like, is that a nod back to
It has
the
to
Lost
be.
Boys
It
or
has to
something?
be.
Kind of trying to be funny
Yeah.
then, you know?
And this is again when Dean pulls out the hand gestures.
Oh,
He's
is
talking about, I think he's talking about Archies.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you can't get there without license. It's in the middle of nowhere, and buses and no trains, no planes, only the slickest. And he's doing this like hand thing, most intense driving machines you've ever seen in your life. And he has that like, he
Yeah.
does it again. It's so every time he like delivers his parts, he's got this like intense like,
Yeah.
and there's the slickest.
that line too, only the slickest,
I
most
know.
intense driving
I
machines.
thought that was pretty freaking.
And then he's
awesome,
also talking about the girls. He's like, "We're not talking dogs, we're talking bunnies."
Did he say that
Yeah,
too?
bunnies. I've never heard
yeah.
it said that way.
It's so funny.
And then they're like, they're all out on the freeway, right? And they're headed towards. Well, at first, Les is like, "Look, I've got Mercedes here. She has a couple hours before she needs to be home." And he's like, "This Mercedes is a dead battery, man. You know, her face is up against the window, whatever." And so they just kind of put her in the back seat, right? But then they're driving. They're out on the freeway. I did notice that the actual license plate changed a couple of times.
Really?
So it said Grandpa, GRANDPA at first, and then when they're out on the freeway, it says Grandpa, GRANPA. Like it loses a D somewhere. So it's a different car.
Did they use
obviously.
multiple cars?
Yeah, they
Probably.
I'll talk about that later, but they did use multiple cars. But they,
And you would think that they
Spelled it-
would like a
That should be
license
easy.
plate name
yeah,
should be
let's
simple.
keep it the
Grandpa.
same. Yeah, but then they, something happens. I think they hydroplane. Is that what it is? And they spin and they go,
Yeah.
they go through the fence and then down the hill. But I always something about the sound effect the car makes when it like goes perfectly into that spot. It's like,
And it's like,
yeah, yeah.
like it has this like vibratory.
It's a crazy weird noise, but I figured out, like I watched some behind the scenes stuff. They had a cable that actually came up from the ground that like pulled it into place.
Oh,
So
that
I-
must have given
that
off some.
Must have been why it sounded that way.
Whoa.
But I always thought it was a cool sound effect in the movie. You
It
know
is
what I
a
mean?
cool sound effect.
And they get out, and it's so funny because like he's talking to Dean or something, and then Les all of a sudden like looks up. And he looks over. There's a scratch in my car, like out of nowhere. Like he's not even looking at the car.
And it's a tiny, hard
yeah.
to see scratch,
It's tiny, and that's the thing.
like a
that's,
key scratch.
Yeah. And then he says, "Your dad's a 40-year-old guy who wears glasses. He's not going to see that scratch." And then I'm thinking about that. I'm like, I am older than Les's dad.
That's crazy,
in
yeah.
this movie.
That
And
is a
makes-
really sad, like slap in the
It's
face.
so sad because his dad felt like 100 years old when I
did.
was like 14.
He felt very old.
Yeah. And then Dean is at this point because Les is like, "Dude, it's time to go home. I just went through a fence. She's passed out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Archies, but Dean wants to go so bad. And this is where he does his little speech, and it has like the military music behind it. You know,
It is pretty
it's
funny.
it's funny because it's almost the exact same music with Rumsfeld.
It is.
in Burbs.
It is.
Did you notice that?
I noticed that.
It's really,
I did
really
notice
similar.
that. That's what I was like, this sounds familiar.
Yeah, but it's really funny. I watched a behind the scenes, and the director was so freaking scared that Feldman wasn't going to take that scene seriously and was going to screw it up because it was like a really big kind of pivotal moment in the movie.
That's what keeps him out, and the car gets
and he kind of has to stick it, right? And it's a monologue that kind of goes on for a minute because
that's what he was worried.
like the whole thing with this during the filming of this, they had both kind of been showing up, not really knowing their lines, kind of like ad-libbing and goofing off the entire production. Obviously, they were high too. They were high too. So he's like, he begged him before. He's like, we're doing this in 2 days. You've got to be ready for this. And Corey Feldman's like, he's like, I understood. He's like, so I came and he knocked it out in 2 takes.
He did great.
Just boom,
he
knocked
did
it out. Yeah. I just thought that was kind of funny.
That's interesting, yeah.
And then they're like, okay, we'll go. But we have a passed out girl. What are we supposed to do here? He's like, let's put her in the trunk. Put her in the trunk.
I know. That's so
It's
awesome.
like, who? You can't do that.
I know.
Like,
no way.
Like, even at 15 or 16, I would know better than to let's not put her in the trunk.
No,
guys.
I know.
We will get in big trouble.
Yeah.
And it's just not morally a good thing to be doing.
But what's worse, sitting in the back with Corey Feldman?
I guess.
That's taking pictures of her?
Pictures of down her shirt.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So she's probably safer in the trunk.
Yeah, but and then, he says, did you ever imagine in all your life you'd see a Mercedes fit in the trunk of a Cadillac? This is a great line.
It is a great line.
And then they go to Archies, and
Yeah.
Archies does look freaking amazing.
It does look really cool.
Dude, I would love to
I can
be
see
there.
why I was talking it up.
But again, it's like 2 a.m. It's got to be 2:30 maybe at this point.
It's gotta be.
I don't know.
Super late.
But
That's why I
place
thought it
is
was so
packed.
weird. The time is weird. Like, why didn't they have her call at like 10?
Yeah, or even 9.
9
Come
o'clock.
on, guys.
Like, that's when a date would start. Like, that's when you would think
7.
At 11:30, the date's over.
At 7, yeah. But anyways, I did think that was but they had to do it because the parents had to be asleep.
Yeah, that's why.
It
makes sense.
It makes sense, but yeah, it does screw up. The rest of the night's timeline is all jacked up.
It is.
So they get out the car at Archie's, and I love Feldman goes, "Why don't you guys go get some dinner? I'm gonna get dessert."
And when he sees those girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. And then obviously a bunch of crap happens there, and they have to leave quickly.
Yeah. And I
Right?
love when they're leaving. That's like one of my favorite scenes because he's like, Archie's come back. Come back. Come
Yeah.
back. And it's like
so
as he's
good.
driving down the road.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's kind of scary at this
Yeah.
point, right?
That's when you think the car is it's gonna like all work out.
They're going home now.
They're going home.
Yeah.
But this is when it all goes south.
It goes south very
Big time.
fast, right? Because then they get stuck in a protest.
Yeah.
And this is what happens, right? And it was funny because I was trying to read some of the signs at the protest, and like the signs didn't make any sense. Half of them. One of them said, "You're a bunch of rats," but "your" was spelled wrong. So it was really weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And the trucks that pull up, he's like, we're being invaded because it looks like commies.
it does look like commies, huh? Yeah, we're being invaded. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
And there was a part. So this is when. Well, I guess you haven't talked about that part of when the car and the police show up.
Yeah, so there's like a drunk checkpoint, a drunk driver checkpoint, right?
Yeah.
And they get stopped, and boy, it's not good. Obviously, he doesn't have his license with him.
He's like, I forgot my license at home. He's
Yeah.
like, okay, gets him
Yeah.
out of the car. And then they open the trunk too, and Mercedes
she's
in there.
there.
And he's like, what is going on?
Yeah, and then luckily there was another call because the protest had turned into a riot. And he's like, "You're lucky, buddy."
Super
So they had to
lucky.
go. So, but then they're like, "Let's get her out of the trunk."
Yeah.
At this point, so
Yeah.
they pull her out, and all of a
I
sudden-
love right as they pull her out, the guy takes off.
He takes
There's
off.
a drunk that gets in the
Yeah.
car. So I thought it was interesting. This drunk guy, I'm like, he looks familiar. So in Overboard, the psychiatrist that's talking to him, he smokes a pipe.
Yeah,
He's wearing the exact, like almost the exact same outfit he's
Really?
wearing. It's the same actor. He
Oh
has
my
a pipe.
gosh.
You'll see it in his jacket.
Uh-huh.
He has a pipe on,
That's
or a
funny.
pipe in it, and he's wearing like a suit coat. He looks like he's playing the same character,
yeah.
but now drunk,
Yeah.
and he steals the car. And I was like, holy crap. And Overboard was released in 87.
Maybe it's the
so
same
He
universe.
could have been filming at the same time.
Maybe it's just they're in the same universe.
That's true.
Who
That's-
knows?
I
man?
like when they do that with
Yeah,
movies.
I do too.
So, but the other part is when he's driving, there's two things. Like when he vomits, it's the most disgusting sound
It's gross.
in the world. It's like just water.
It's really bad.
And then I remember seeing him cut on the dash and stab his knife into it.
Oh, yeah.
So I've had old cars like restoring them, and the dash is the worst part.
Oh, it's so
Because you
bad.
either have to replace the whole thing or you buy a crappy looking fuzzy like felt carpet to put on top. And I was like, man, that car's ruined.
It's ruined.
Throwing up in it and then carving
he's
into the
like
dash.
cutting a lime or something, and then just like stabs it in there. It was so funny though, because when it takes off and they're like holding Mercedes,
Yeah.
right? And then the camera pushes into Les, and he's like, "I'm so dead, they're gonna have to bury me twice." There's just like a lot of really good like one-liners that are.
I like when they
stupid.
do that too. Like as soon as they pick her up and it's
gone.
like the car just takes
It's
off.
gone, right?
It's such good timing.
But they do end up finally getting him back. You know, it is kind of chaotic, and it is a little too overboard and chaotic here for a little bit.
Oh, big
like
time.
it's big time. I get that. That's probably the part where I would want to fast forward until like they're basically going home.
Yes,
Right?
yeah.
The car is beat to hell. Like this thing is.
Oh,
just,
the drunk just rips it
Oh,
apart. He's
yeah.
like jumping it, he's like grinding. That's just the right side. I can fix that. And then he hits another
Then
thing.
he's a little bastard when they get him. Like, whoa, you guys got my keys or whatever.
and they huck it out.
Oh,
into
God.
the,
Actually, the funny thing is that was a reshoot because a big thing about this movie that people like Mad Mothers Against Drunk Driving were really
I
pissed
wondered
off
about that.
because of like the whole drunk driving thing and kids drinking.
There's a
and
lot
driving.
of alcohol in the whole thing.
Yeah, so they actually went back and filmed that piece because he says friends don't let friends drive drunk. So he says something about it, and then
That got
throws his
added
keys.
in?
He got added in to
Ah.
kind of placate some of the the Mothers Against Drunk Driving thing, which I
That,
thought.
yeah,
cool.
that worked. It
That's
worked.
great. Yeah, yeah. So they limp the battered Cadillac home at dawn, and then his mom has a baby.
Yeah.
Is he going into labor?
And it's
right?
funny because there's little snippets through the thing of where she thinks he's gonna,
Yeah.
he's gonna be exposed too soon.
Yep.
But they keep going. Like she keeps having these false labor.
Basically, he
contractions.
pulls in as they're coming down into the garage to leave to go to the
Yeah,
hospital.
he's trying to turn the light switch
Yeah.
and was like looking around, but he's helping her, and Les slowly inches in.
And then his dad comes in. He's like, "Why is the garage door open?" He doesn't even notice the car yet, right? And he looks out there, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Whoa!" And he looks over at the car, and
Yeah.
he's like, just slowly.
I love how
walking
he
around.
does that.
It's so funny.
It's like he
dude.
didn't notice anything. And he's like,
Yeah, and he's slowly going around the car, and like my favorite part is when he looks in, and Les is on the floor, and Les is like, oh, shh. He's like laying on the floor of the
yeah,
car
in the puke,
in the puke. Yes,
but he's laying down there like, "Whoa, hey, Dad."
This is the best, one of the best scenes. I don't. It might be the best scene.
It
'Cause
is.
His dad is hilarious
Yeah.
in this thing. Richard Masur. He's like, "Something wrong with your bed, Les?" Just like some of the lines he has. He's telling him how dead he is. Like,
Yeah.
you used to have a baseball mitt. You used to have sunlight. You had sunlight in a window in your room. It's all gone. All gone.
Yeah, he
You know?
loses his mind.
Yeah, he just
and
loses.
his wife's over in the corner having a
Having a baby.
practically having a baby.
And then finally they decide we've got to go. Like, we've got to get to the hospital. What are we going to do? And he's like going to put her in the back, and there's no handle on the car. He's like, no handle, no handle. He's just like pissed off that there's no handle, so pissed off. Gets her in the car, and then they decide that they have to have Les drive.
Yeah.
He's maybe
she's
have
like,
his brother.
she's like, Les.
Yeah.
Like Les. He's like, no. And then he says the little brother can drive.
And he's
it.
like, yeah, I'll drive.
Yeah.
He's like, no. But
And he's
then
like, Dad, let me do it.
I
can do this.
I can do this. And the mom goes into labor, and they're driving, and they lose gears, right?
Yeah, the transmission's
all
all
that's
jacked.
left is reverse.
Yep.
And so he has
Again,
to
like
freaking-
another movie. We
I know exactly.
So weird.
Yeah. So they have to. He has to drive all the way to the hospital in reverse, and it's kind of a crazy deal.
Yeah.
The whole thing, and then they get there.
That's where I really saw the stunt devils in it. Like when he flips it around backwards.
Yeah.
And like there's this guy, is like a big guy with a weird wig on as Les.
Well, it's even worse because I'll talk about it later. 'Cause
About how the car's set up.
Yes, I'll
Yeah.
talk about that later.
'Cause that's
but
why it looks funny.
It really does. But the funny thing is, they get to the hospital, they get out, and his dad's actually like, "Man, good job. Well, it must have been a crazy night. You got your mom here. We're having the baby, and then a giant steel girder comes down and just crushes the car, which in the end is actually a saving grace for Les.
Yeah.
Because wouldn't they have to pay for all the insurance?
That's true.
They don't.
I
they
didn't
don't
even
mention
think
anything
about that. Yeah, they'd fully have to replace it.
Yeah, they'd have to replace that Cadillac. So it saves him.
That's true. I didn't
Right?
think about that.
And then they go back home. It shows him, a while later, and Grandpa shows up.
The grandpa's freaking hilarious.
Oh, he's hilarious. And Richard Masur, his dad's hilarious too, because he's like, "Where's my caddy?"
Yeah.
As soon as he opens the door, "Where's my caddy?" And his
Yeah,
dad's
he's like, he's not going to ask about it. Like, that's the first thing he asks.
"Where's my caddy?" And Dad's like, "Les did it. It was Les." Like right off the bat, And then he shows him, and he's like, "Son of a bitch! What in the hell is that?
Who's that? The hell is that?
It's
It's super funny how he does that.
It is really funny. And then he starts laughing,
Yeah.
and then the BMW shows up.
And the tow truck driver
I don't know what's going on.
comes in at like 65 miles per hour and hits the brakes, and the car's like, I was like,
rattling.
what's
and,
going on?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. And
Yeah.
then it's the line, I don't need the Beamer anymore. I already have a Mercedes,
Yeah.
right? He jumps in, and then we have get out of my dreams, get into my car.
Yeah.
Oh, such a great
He jumps into
ending.
the Volkswagen Rabbit. I think that's what that is.
Mhm. Oh yeah, the thing is fantastic.
It is.
And it's a convertible.
Yep. It's cool.
It's fantastic. So that is
It's a great ending.
it's perfect ending,
Mhm.
right? So that's License to Drive.
That was awesome.
So awesome. Hey, you know what is more stressful than late fees at the video store, Cam? Hiring.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, waiting for the right people to apply, digging through stacks of resumes, trying to reach out to candidates who ghost you. It's a total time suck. But here's the good news. The future of hiring looks way brighter with ZipRecruiter. Their latest tools and features actually speed up the process so you save valuable time. And right now, you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/work. With ZipRecruiter, you can find and connect with qualified candidates in minutes. Unlock a candidate's contact info instantly when you see someone you like. And with over 320,000 new resumes added every month, your chances of filling that role fast just went way up. It's no wonder ZipRecruiter is rated #1 in hiring. Use ZipRecruiter and save time hiring. 4 to 5 employers who post get a quality candidate within the first day. Go to ziprecruiter.com/work right now to try it free. That's ziprecruiter.com/work. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Okay, so I want to talk about a little bit of behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's quite a bit here. Huh?
License to Drive. So the casting of it, obviously we've talked about Heather Graham. This was her early breakout. This was like one of the very first big feature films she ever did. And it basically launched her because in the 90s, she just like kind of exploded. She was in some really big movies.
Yeah.
Her peak was probably like mid to late 90s. And then she kind of tapered off. But she's still doing stuff today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is kind of her first big break.
She's in Scrubs quite a bit.
Yeah, she was in
Quite a
Scrubs.
few
That's right.
episodes.
Yeah. She was in like the Austin Powers movie.
That's right, she
remember?
was,
And
yeah.
she was in what was it, Bowfinger with Eddie Murphy, and anyways, she was in some
She's
big
pretty.
stuff.
She's easy
super
to
pretty.
cast.
Great actress. Corey Feldman originally auditioned for Les before being cast.
That's
as
crazy.
Dean. And he had done that several times. He auditioned for the role that he got in Lucas.
Did he?
It went to somebody else. He auditioned for
He'd actually fit for the Lucas role.
he would
Never thought about that.
Yeah, he auditioned for Corey Haim's character in The Lost Boys. Didn't get it. So there was a little bit of like they were buddies, but there was also like
Kinda
this
some jealousy, I'm
rivalry.
sure.
Yeah. Ben Affleck is said to have auditioned for Les Anderson.
Really?
Like a very early Ben Affleck. This is before I think he had done really
I
anything.
was gonna say, yeah.
So anyways, at one point John Hughes was allegedly considered to direct this movie.
No kidding.
He was going to have Anthony Michael Hall as Les and Molly Ringwald as Mercedes.
I could see Anthony Michael Hall as Les.
He would be a good Les.
He would. I don't know about Molly
I don't
Ringwald.
either. Like she was a great actress, but she wasn't like
She wasn't
hot.
super attractive. Like, yeah.
I mean, she was good looking, but she wasn't ever.
She
like,
wasn't that level
No, she was a
that
different
you
level.
needed for Mercedes Lane.
Yeah, this girl was more. Molly Ringwald was more like the girl next door kind of.
Yeah.
Thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, this was directed by Greg Beeman, which is first.
So
feature.
Anthony Michael Hall was in National Lampoon's Vacation. So just if you didn't know who that was.
Yeah, or Breakfast Club,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
16 Candles.
I'm sure you know.
He was in a million of them. Yeah. This was directed by Greg Beeman, which was his first feature. And he later worked on TV hits like Smallville and Heroes as well,
Oh,
which I
yeah.
did not know about either.
No idea.
It was shot by Bruce Surtees. This was a guy that they used to call the Prince of Darkness. He did a lot of early Clint Eastwood movies. Like
Interesting.
it was
And
very
he
like
did this? He
moody,
shot-
yeah, very like moody cinematography. So it was kind of a really weird choice as a DP for
Complete opposite.
complete opposite. So that I thought that was kind of interesting.
Worked.
And
It
then,
looks
yeah,
great.
it was great. And there, in the behind the scenes featurette, Corey Haim was talking about when he met the director for the first time, Greg Beeman. He walked into his office and Corey's like, the dude was eating a Caesar salad with his hands.
That is weird.
How weird is
It's like,
that?
what is going on?
Who eats a salad with their hands?
I know. That is weird.
That makes no sense whatsoever. But he said, that was my first meeting with him. So that kind of tells you what this process, but they all said he was a great director.
yeah.
But
that's very funny.
how weird
Just
is
be
that?
like, I don't know if I want to go into this.
This dude's eating a salad with his hands. A few other things on the casting. James Avery, which was later Uncle Phil, right? He was
Yeah.
a DMV guy. Grant Tesloff was the commie boyfriend. Later on, he was in True Lies. Do you remember him in True Lies?
I was going to say, I did recognize him. He's the main bad guy, right?
No,
in True Lies?
he's not the main. Is he? No, he's not the main bad guy.
He's
He's
not?
actually on the good guy side. He's like their little tech guy.
Oh, that's right.
He's
that's
the
what
tech
he is.
guy,
That's
right?
what he is. Yeah.
He
For some reason, I
also-
was thinking he's leather.
He also won an Oscar for producing Argo.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Produced Argo.
Produced
huh?
it, yeah.
Wow.
R.A. Milahoff, he was the guy you were talking about, the tow truck driver. He was Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. So,
He's a big dude.
big
so,
dude, yeah.
Get off my truck, boy.
Yeah.
You can't do this to my car.
You can't do this to my car.
They used 9 different 72 Cadillacs.
9? Holy
9
cow.
of them because they had so much damage to that sucker. And like I mentioned, Corey Haim was only 15. He was turning 16 on set, so he only had a learner's permit. So they always had an adult chaperone hidden in the back of the car anytime he was driving.
Wow.
So like they would be like on the behind the seats, like on the
How
floor.
would that help
I
anything?
don't know. Letter of the law. You know what I mean? They all just had to have an
As long
adult
as they put a
chaperone.
body in there, they were
Yep.
like, it's good.
And so you were talking about that reverse drive to the hospital.
Mhm.
That was actually a car that they had built that would drive that looked like it was in reverse, but it was actually driving forward.
Oh, wow.
So you know how his mom was in the back? So they had a stunt driver who had a wig on the back of his head to look like his mom. And he was
I
driving.
guess that's why it looked real weird
Yeah.
when they whip it around.
So he was driving forward, but it looked like he was driving backwards. So he was like built into the trunk, but also had like his head out the back so he could still see. And it had his mom's wig, like his head, her face, like was the back of his head.
What the heck?
Yeah, that's the way they had to rig it to make that
That's
work.
funny.
It's pretty funny. The DMV scenes were actually shot at a real LA DMV.
I wondered. I figured
South
that
Hope
was
Street.
probably real. What a nightmare.
Archie's Atomic is actually Bob's Big Boy Broiler in
Jeez.
Downey, California. And you can still see it. It looks exactly the same.
Does
pretty
it
much now.
really?
I looked at it
That's
on
really
Google
cool.
Earth. While filming at a real high school, 1,500 students surrounded the Corey's trailers after school let out because they were actually shooting during school.
Oh my gosh.
And there was no security present. So they basically got locked in their trailer for an hour till they got all these kids dispersed because this was like height of 2 Corys. 'Cause
Oh,
they'd already,
yeah.
They'd already
They knew
done
who they
Lost
were.
Boys. Yeah, so that was kind of crazy.
That's cool.
On set, Corey Haim had mononucleosis
Oh, geez.
during the kiss scene with Heather Graham. So she was like not very happy about that, obviously.
Absolutely not.
And then they had to redo it again, like on a sound stage. So she was even more pissed off because they had to do it twice. I know. Corey Haim, he said after watching this, he's like, the entire movie, I have my mouth open.
He does that a lot, though. That's
does.
very signature for
Yeah.
him. So
He's like almost always sitting there kind of like,
he does kind of
yeah.
like, yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but
It
he's
is
like,
weird. He does. But he has
noticed
his
it.
mouth open a lot in The Lost Boys,
He
too.
does, yeah. I
So
think
I
it was
think-
just a thing.
I think it was.
like a quirk of his acting
Yeah.
was like mouth breathing for some reason. And then in 2007, both Corys admitted that they were high on set. Feldman actually called it a breaking point for him. They were 15.
Wow.
And just like high as a
That's
kite.
Hollywood
I
right
know.
there.
It's so sad. It really is super sad. Early test screenings featured a longer second half, including smashing Grandpa's Cadillac and stealing another from a used car lot.
Oh, jeez.
But they actually didn't end up using those.
Yeah.
I thought this was kind of funny. There were a couple of alternate titles. One of the first alternate title was going to be To Live and Drive in L.A. Yeah. And in Germany, the movie was actually called Daddy's Cadillac.
Daddy's Cadillac.
Yeah, Daddy's Cadillac. I don't know. It's
Can't do the
German,
German
I guess.
accent.
Daddy's Cadillac. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
Um,
Diamond Daddy's Cadillac.
yeah. Feldman revealed a planned sequel called License to Fly.
Oh,
And even talk of a third sequel, License to Dive. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
No
These guys
thanks.
were doing anything they could to hold on to their fame.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And there was even a female-led reboot that was reportedly in development in 2017.
I'm shocked that didn't come out.
I know, really. So anyways, that's some of the crazy behind-the-scenes stuff, but I want to talk about our favorite scene and our favorite characters
Okay.
here. You tell me, what to you, what is it?
So Feldman's always good and everything. Like I think he's freaking hilarious. But I have to go with Corey Haim as Les because such good acting at his age.
Oh, yeah.
Like and it was really believable. Like starting with, I mean, the scene that really gets me is when he's driving up. When he's driving up that like path and it's scratching along, like he's so paranoid about it.
Yeah.
And then when they're dancing, like he's close dancing to the girl of his dreams, and all he cares about is the hood of the car.
Yeah.
I was like, he just does such a good job with that.
He does a great job.
So I give it to him of being like just him. He acted like we know him, like he's the best, and it was just funny to see him like put so much effort into being focused on the car and worrying about it that it was so believable.
Yeah.
So
it's really great.
And it was super funny too.
Yeah.
So.
My favorite character, as you know, is going to be Les's dad.
Oh,
Richard
he's
Masur.
awesome.
He is so good. Every time he's on screen, to me, he steals the scenes. He's the funniest person in the entire movie to me. I always have the biggest laughs for his jokes and his lines.
They're great because they're not like they're little subtle lines that are freaking hilarious.
So good. And when it comes to my favorite sequence or scenes, I think it's probably the test drive with Dad where he has to drop him off. You know? Or it's when his dad finds
give her
out.
a cruise.
Yeah, give her a cruise. Or it's when his dad, finds out that the Cadillac's beat up and they're in the garage. So
that is a
good.
hard to beat scene.
It is really hard to beat. So how this formed us, to me, again, this was central to my 14, 15-year-old self yearning for a driver's license.
It's the time. It's the perfect time for when you saw it, right?
It is. It's perfect for that. And we lived in this tiny little town, and where we lived was 4-ish miles from town, maybe 3.5. And during the summer, man, we would just walk into town several times a week because we had nothing else to do. And as we were walking, we're like, if we just had a license, we could just drive to the Texaco and get our potato logs and come right back.
Yeah.
It would be so easy,
Yeah.
right? So then we would go to town, we would come back, and it would take us all day, right? But then we would come back, pop in this movie.
Yeah.
We'd watch it. We'd see Heather Graham. And the funny thing I do remember, actually, so I was 14 in 94, 95-ish timeline. This movie did feel like it was from another time even then.
Yeah.
And it was only 6 years old.
Yeah, that's true.
When I think about it, it's kind of crazy. So it's just funny to think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was just that I really wanted to have my license after this movie. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing I took away from it.
Yeah.
And thinking what dating would have been like.
Yeah.
But didn't really end up like.
It's true. Yeah.
You would be like, I'm going to pick a girl up. She's going to be super hot and in a dress. And that didn't ever happen, really. Unless you're going to prom or something.
That was it.
And it was like,
And
so.
the dresses weren't as skimpy.
But just the rebellion, too. The kids experiencing this without their parents knowing. That was always I wanted to be a rebel kid, but I never was.
I wasn't
I was
really
a good
either.
kid.
I was a pretty good kid too,
So-
unfortunately. So that's great. That's how it formed us, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
It's time for the Raised by VHS Top 5 list.
So I kind of went back and forth on what top
Yeah.
5 we were going to do here. But I landed on the top 5 movies where the parents would absolutely kill you if they knew.
Yeah.
So that's basically kind of the premise of this movie, right? If they found out what was going on in that caddy,
Yeah.
they would have killed him. And I mean, they kind of ended
Yeah.
up killing him.
And some do end up, some of the
Yes.
ones I picked, the parents do end up
Right.
finding out.
Exactly. But
But
that's
there's
okay.
a lot of those,
There's
right?
a lot of those.
Yeah.
So top 5. So this could be the best movies in that kind of subgenre, or it could be the ones where you feel they did the worst things without their parents knowing. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So do you want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Number 5 for me, Risky Business. So I don't know if have you ever seen Risky Business?
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
Yeah.
No.
Basically, he turns his dad's Porsche into a submarine, drives it off into a lake
Yeah.
while his parents are gone, and then he turns his house into a brothel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Huh.
So,
I know enough about it that that's true.
so that's what's going on in Risky Business. That's why I went with number 5. His parents find out
That's a
about
good
that.
one.
It's not good,
That's a good one.
right?
My number 5 would be, and I don't know if you saw or remember this movie. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Oh yeah, the dishes are done.
That's
man.
the part that sticks out to me. I was like,
Yeah.
they have this huge party at the house. They have to take care of themselves, which they end up more responsible in the end.
Yeah.
But them like playing, like shooting clay pigeons with the plates and stuff. I'm like, my parents would lose their mind.
Oh,
Me shooting
gosh.
a gun on the roof.
Oh gosh.
Shooting their plates. Yeah.
That's a good
So,
one. That's a good one.
that's
yeah.
one.
How about your number 4?
So my number 4 would be Ferris Bueller.
Yeah. Classic.
Because like they
Yep.
sneak out of high school and they do all this stuff
Mm-hmm.
visibly, like in a parade,
Yep.
wreck a Ferrari. Like it's just it's a good movie for that. I'm like, if my parents knew I did anything like that, I'd be done for.
I'd be so. My parents did not tolerate skipping school.
No, mine didn't either.
I got caught once or twice, and
Yeah.
that did not go well for me.
Yeah,
So,
no.
that's a good one. Number 4 for me, Encino Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Encino Man.
You thaw out a real caveman, and then you pass him off as an exchange student.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can't decide what my parents would think about that.
yeah.
They would be like mad, but they're also like, that's impressive.
I can't believe you did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you think about it.
Yeah.
They would probably kill
That's
you.
a good one.
You can't,
They would.
You can't do that. So that's my number 4. My number 3, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
I went with that
I was gonna
as well.
say that's a good one.
You do like a citywide joyride in a classic car that you're not supposed to be driving in, and all the other things you do. You take over a parade for some damn reason. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, no,
they
my
kill
parents wouldn't be down with that.
No.
So my number 3 would be Goonies.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, for us to sneak out, go into the basement of murderers,
Yeah.
and then to crawl
Yeah.
through these tunnels with all these booby traps, and
Yeah.
man, like they would lose their minds knowing. I would lose my mind as a parent thinking my kids did all of that. It's
yeah.
like, what are you thinking?
I know.
Like you could have gotten killed
Although,
multiple times.
if we're talking about the 80s, less so. I mean, I did some crazy stuff
That's
in the
true.
80s that
I
my
did too.
parents knew about.
Yeah.
That I would never let my kids do today.
That's
in
very
a
true.
million years.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a good one. That was
Yeah.
your 3?
That was my 3.
Okay, how about your number 2?
License to Drive.
License to Drive.
Because
Yeah.
doing this date, sneaking
Yeah.
out at night,
Yeah.
taking the family car or somebody else's car. No.
That's a
Just-
good one. It
Just
really is.
going out with a girl after midnight.
Oh, yeah.
That would be instant death for me.
Yeah.
So.
License to Drive didn't make it on mine for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Sometimes
It's always weird, right?
It
it's
is
just
always
like
weird
it's
in
all
the
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so my number 2, The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
You let your brother become a vampire, and then you turn your house into an undead battleground.
Yeah, seriously.
You ain't gonna like that.
I kind of held that one off because
Yeah.
I knew you would have that on there.
Yeah. So that's my number 2.
'Kay.
And if I go to my number 1, it's kind of the ultimate, the Monster Squad.
Yeah, that's a
Dude,
great one.
you take
I
on
knew you would have that one too.
Dracula and his crew, and you don't even tell your mom and dad.
Yeah.
You're just like, we're gonna save the world.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be us and scary German guy. No.
Yeah. Just
parents-
hanging around with some of that stuff is kind of weird.
They're not down with that.
My
so.
number 1 was Home Alone.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because
Sure.
license to drive, it's like you destroy a car, but when
Yeah.
you're destroying a house
Yeah.
with all that crap,
Yep.
oh, my parents would kill me.
They would.
So
But you were left home alone
you're
by
trying
them.
to. That's true. They
so,
screwed you.
Like
So,
that was sort of like their deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I was like, that was pretty good. I got
Yeah.
digging through a lot of them. I'm like,
There's a lot.
so many different movies would
Yeah.
would fit that.
That was
So,
great though. I like
yeah,
it.
I like those movies.
Thank you for calling the VHS Conspiracy Hotline.
Yeah.
I
So
never heard that. That's nice.
that's nice. Yeah. So the VHS Conspiracy Hotline, I found a crazy conspiracy fan theory
I
about
would have never
license to
thought that
drive.
was much with this.
There is. If you go to Reddit, you can find anything, Cameron. So the core premise of this is from Reddit. For
That is true.
The person is either Elk4587. So shout out to you. Basically, what this conspiracy or fan theory is that License to Drive isn't just a goofy Corey Haim, Corey Feldman teen comedy. It's actually the secret origin story of the Matrix's Neo.
Oh, okay.
Les Anderson is a young Thomas Anderson living inside a simulated version of 1988 created by the machines. All the chaos, rebellion, and reckless behavior, it's part of a carefully controlled simulation designed to test his personality choices and instincts before he becomes the one.
What the heck?
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the main evidence that this theory uses. Number one, the name connection. Neo's real name in the Matrix is Thomas Anderson. Anderson in License to Drive is kind of like a direct wink, implying that it's his younger self.
The DMV makes it sound like it. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah. The Matrix often uses idyllic or nostalgic time periods to keep humans docile. The 1988 suburban teen life perfectly fits as a distraction program for this.
That's crazy.
The driving test is a glitch. The bizarre over-the-top events in the driver's test sequence could be read as glitches in the simulation, just like Neo's deja vu cat moment sort of thing, right? Defying rules, taking the car out with permission, breaking curfew, all hallmarks of resisting the control system.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And then the supporting cast is like simulation agents. Mercedes Lane could be an early Trinity archetype, testing his attraction and his loyalty. The police officers, the DMV instructor, and random strangers act like NPCs designed to guide or block his actions.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
It's crazy what you can find out.
Kind of works, right?
For this movie, it does actually work.
So I thought
that makes it even weirder.
Yeah. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
You like that?
It's like a little callback from our old podcast.
It kind of is, huh? Yeah. That's good stuff. I just thought that was funny. So we
cool.
Wanted to check it out.
Raised by VHS Movie Memorabilia Inferno.
All right.
It's time. Cam came prepared. We're excited about that, right?
Yeah, things worked out better this time.
So basically, if you don't know about this, who picks the movie receives a gift from the other person.
Yep.
That has to do with the movie in some way.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me give it to you.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
So let me get my wallet out.
Okay.
And give you my Les Anderson.
Oh no way.
So I had that made.
That is so awesome.
It was I wanted to be a little thicker, but
that's awesome.
It's still it's pretty sweet.
I want to just rip it almost.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just tear it up.
So
it says don't laminate, but I did.
Don't laminate, yeah. So it's a recreation of Les's driver's license in the movie. He's blonde.
I had to go
5'6".
find the digital recreation of that and then buy that. And then have it printed here.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
I was like, it's kind of sweet.
It is way cool. That's going on my
Actually, I
wall
have one
somewhere.
of the sister if you want as well.
Dude, that's hilarious. That's awesome. Well, that's fun. That's a good time right there. So now it's time to go to our ratings.
Yes.
What would we pay in late fees out of 100 for License to Drive?
Yeah. This movie absolutely stands out a ton for me in my childhood. I watched it a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
And if again, it's one of those movies that it came up on TV, I'd stop what I was doing, start watching it until the end. So my late fee amount would be $83.
Ooh, that's pretty dang good.
It is. It's good enough. I would have.
Yeah, for sure.
I really liked this movie.
Yeah. So if I was doing this as my younger self, it would probably be like 100.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Growing up, watching a lot more films, I thought I was going to actually rate this a little bit higher, but after watching it again, it had been 3 or 4 years probably. I came in a little bit lower just because...
It's because your wife ruined it.
My wife ruined it.
She didn't want to watch it with you.
No. It just didn't hit quite as hard as I remember it in the past. Obviously, I loved it.
That's what's funny.
I loved it. But I came in at 79.
Nice. Still good.
I figured I was going to be like 85, but I had to be true to what I thought when I watched it again.
See, and I would have to say me rewatching it boosted it.
It boosted it. Yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching it
That's
again.
awesome.
I was like, man, this movie brings back a lot of memories.
Yep.
I quoted it to my siblings that remembered the quote and everything like that. So it's a great movie for me.
How long had it been since you had seen it?
It's probably been 5 years.
Yeah, so maybe that's the case too, because I'd seen
it was more exciting to me because I
Yeah.
hadn't seen it in such a long time.
Obviously,
That's
I love
true.
this movie. I'll never pass it up. It's fantastic. But $79 in late fees
that's great.
is great. So the Raised by VHS total late fees $81.
I think that's a great
Right in the
amount
sweet spot,
for it.
I think. It's
I think so too.
perfect, right?
But that's funny because the Karate Kid was like that for me.
Yep.
I was like rewatching it. It probably lowered my score.
Yeah.
I don't know
it's
why.
funny how that happens.
But this one went up. Like I was like, I had a lot of fun watching it again.
Yeah,
you
pretty
should
fun.
too.
You should too.
This is a great movie.
Yeah. Anyways, that is License to Drive. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you want to help us out, you want to get more content like this, please go leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It really does help us quite a bit. Also, go follow us on all the socials. Go interact with us there. That really does help.
Yep.
A lot.
It's such good stuff to talk about. Come
Yeah,
on. You guys
love
know you want to talk about some movie to somebody.
That's right.
Do it to us.
Do it to us. And that's another overdue rental. Cam, thanks for listening to Raised by VHS.